All right, fuck the formalities. We're going deep on London. You know, Big Ben, red buses, that whole shebang.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Everyone's heard that shit.
We're going deeper. This is London's underbelly. We're going to rip the facade right off.
London's like an onion, man. It's got layers, history, grit, and honestly, some fucked up shit went down here too. We're peeling back those layers today.
So, rewind.
Yeah.
A few thousand years back, the Romans, right? They come in all swaggering, plant their flag. Londinium. Sounds kind of badass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But those Iceni warriors,
Oh, yeah.
led by Boudica, this hardcore queen, they weren't into that Roman crap. Torched the whole damn place.
Yeah. Talk about making a statement. The Iceni Rebellion. Total middle finger to the Roman Empire.
Right.
It proves London's never been a pushover. That resilience, that bounce back from complete destruction, it's in London's DNA.
Okay, so London's got balls, but let's talk size. I mean, population-wise, it's a monster, but not spread out like, say, Los Angeles. This place is dense.
Oh, tell me about it.
Like sardine can level. You ever been on the tube during rush hour?
Don't remind me.
It's a human mosh pit.
It is, yeah. 15,000 people per square mile.
Jesus.
Creates this crazy energy, this constant hum you don't get in other cities. It's overwhelming, but also it fuels creativity, dynamism.
I'll say, last time I was there, I almost got trampled by tourists taking selfies with a beefeater.
Classic.
But here's the thing that surprised me. London's pretty damn green. More parks and green spaces than you'd think.
Right. They prioritize that stuff, even with the city growing so huge.
Yeah.
Look at Kew Gardens, not just some park. It's massive. Biggest collection of living plants in the world.
Kew Gardens sounds fancier than the weed I tried growing in my closet back in the day.
Well, it's definitely more impressive than a closet grow-up. Kew Gardens is a commitment to nature, right in the heart of the city.
Okay, so resilience, green spaces, we get it.
Right.
But London's history, it's not all sunshine and roses. The Roman beatdown was just the start.
Not even close.
Black Death, the Great Fire, the Blitz. This city's been through some shit.
Yeah, no sugarcoating it. The Great Plague in the 1660s wiped out a fifth of the city.
What fifth?
Imagine that terror, the stench. It shows you how fragile life can be, even in a powerful city.
Damn. And then, just as they're recovering from that plague, the Great Fire rips through. Levels most of the buildings.
Like a 1-2 punch. Raged for days, 13,000 houses gone, 87 churches, even St. Paul's Cathedral. It was a disaster. But, and here's that resilience again, they didn't give up. Rebuilt, bigger, better, even used it as a chance to rethink urban planning.
So they rebuilt. Impressive. But how do you rebuild with a city overrun by foxes? I mean, London's got tens of thousands of them just roaming around.
It's crazy, right? The urban fox population exploded. They're everywhere, scavenging, raising their young in people's backyards.
That's got to be a pain in the ass.
It is. It's a constant balancing act, trying to manage wildlife and humans living on top of each other.
Right. Some love the foxes, some hate them.
Exactly. It's a debate with no easy answers.
Speaking of complex and always changing, that London accent is legendary, but it's changing too, right? You've got your Cockney, all the rhyming slang. But that's dying out.
It is. Cockney's fading. What's emerging is this new hybrid, multicultural London English, MLE for short.
So like a mix of everything.
But a melting pot of influences. Immigrants from everywhere have brought their own sounds. It reflects the city itself, always absorbing, creating something new.
So if I want to sound like a real Londoner, I got to ditch my American accent and throw in some Jamaican patois, a bit of Bollywood slang.
It's not quite that simple, but the sounds of London are changing for sure. And that's part of what makes it so fascinating. The city never sits still. It's in constant flux.
All right, so we've got resilience, green spaces, a historically fucked up past, foxes running wild, and a language that's changing faster than, something that changes fast. And this is just the start. We'll be back to dive even deeper into this crazy town.
Back into the muck we go. We were talking about London changing, right?
Yeah.
The whole landscape, literally. And
Figuratively, yeah.
But here's the thing.
Right.
It's this huge metropolis, but it still has distinct neighborhoods, each with its own
Vibe, totally.
personality, yeah.
Yeah. You've got your posh areas like Kensington and Chelsea. House prices there. Forget it. You could buy a small country with that money.
Seriously.
Then you got places like Shoreditch. East End, historically working class, but now it's all...
Hipsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Artists, startups. Wild how you can walk a few blocks and it's like a whole different world.
That's what makes London so damn interesting. That juxtaposition. It's a city of contrasts. You got centuries-old pubs next to cutting-edge art galleries.
Right.
The city, all about finance, But then a stone's throw away is Camden Town. Total bohemian vibe.
It's like a collage, but it somehow works.
It does.
And speaking of chaos, let's not forget London's history of getting hammered.
Yeah.
Plague, fire, and then World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Another level of fucked up. The Blitz. Those bombings must have been terrifying.
Brutal time, night after night, bombs raining down, homes, businesses, lives, all destroyed. It's hard to even imagine that fear.
I've seen photos of those families in the tube stations, using them as bomb shelters.
Makeshift, yeah, it was like something out of a movie.
A dystopian one.
But even then, in the darkness, there were stories of courage, compassion, even humor.
Really?
People helped each other, shared what they had, found ways to laugh. It's amazing, the human spirit, finding hope even in the shittiest times.
Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk about something more fun. Like London's pubs. They're legendary, right?
Oh, absolutely. More pubs than you can count. Each one with its own history, its own character.
A boozer's paradise.
They're more than just places to drink, though. They're institutions, community hubs, the heart of London life for centuries. You go into a pub that's been there for hundreds of years and you can feel it,
The history, yeah.
All those stories those walls could tell, all the lives that have passed through.
You can practically smell the history in some of those places. And the beer.
Yeah.
Every kind imaginable.
Cask ales, craft brews, everything. It's true. And it's not just the beer. Pubs are for food, quizzes, games, live music.
Right.
They're where you go to unwind, meet friends, even talk to strangers. It's a vital part of London's social fabric.
Makes you think, all this history, the culture, the resilience. What's next for London? It's always changing. Can it hold on to its character with all the globalization and...
yeah.
It's a big question.
$1 million question. London's facing challenges. Housing costs, inequality, climate change.
Heavy stuff.
But I'm optimistic. The city adapts. It finds solutions.
It always has.
London's looking forward. It embraces new ideas, technology.
They got that tech hub thing in East London. Silicon Roundabout or whatever.
Right, like a mini Silicon Valley. But worse weather and better beer.
Exactly. London attracts those entrepreneurs, innovators.
Yeah.
And the arts and culture scene is insane.
Oh, yeah. Breeding ground for creative talent. Pushing boundaries, setting trends. London's got the brains, the heart, and the guts to keep going.
So you're saying it's not just some old relic clinging to the past?
Not at all. London's vibrant, forward-looking, not afraid of the future.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. This isn't just a city, it's a force of nature.
Yeah.
Messy, chaotic. Sometimes it makes you want to pull your hair out.
Yeah.
But it's captivating, right? It gets under your skin. It stays with you.
It does. London demands your attention, challenges you, and ultimately the experience is unlike anything else.
I'm sold. But let's be real. No city's perfect.
Right.
What about the downsides? Traffic, crowds, that pint of beer that costs you a week's wages.
Oh, it's got flaws, definitely. Expensive, crowded, frustrating at times. The tube can be a nightmare. The weather, who knows what it'll do.
And yeah, the cost of living is nuts.
But for all that, London rewards you. There's always something new to discover, something surprising just around the corner. It keeps you on your toes.
You're making me want to book a flight right now. Maybe I'll even try to pick up some of that multicultural London English.
Go for it.
Picture me strolling through Brick Lane, sipping a craft ale, blending in.
Just make sure you wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
You'll be doing a lot of walking.
Yeah.
And maybe pack an umbrella. That weather can turn on you fast.
All right, good advice. We'll be back soon to wrap up this London deep dive.
All right, so wrapping up this London thing, we've dug into the history, the quirks, the good, the bad, all of it. But you know what I keep coming back to?
What's that?
If cities had personalities, what the hell would London's be?
It's funny you say that because I've been thinking the same thing. Is it like a tough-talking Cockney geezer?
Maybe.
Or a slick banker from the city? Or some punk rocker flipping everyone off?
It could be all of them, right?
Right.
London's full of contradictions.
It's true. You could bump into the Queen one minute and then some dude hawking Banksy prints the next.
Exactly. Old and new, posh and gritty, traditional and totally rebellious.
It's like this giant, messy mosaic. But it somehow fits together. Creates this vibrant picture that's always changing. It's not just a city, it's a experience, a state of mind almost.
I like that. London owns those contradictions. It's complex. But you find beauty in the weirdest places. A flower growing through a crack in the sidewalk, amazing street art on a building that's falling apart.
You know, for all the crap we've talked about, the crowds, the cost, the damn foxes, there's something about London that pulls you in. right?
Absolutely.
It makes you want to be part of it, even if it's just for a little while.
There's a reason people from all over the world end up there. It's like it offers this chance to reinvent yourself, to chase some crazy dream, to get lost in the chaos and come out the other side changed.
So we've barely scratched the surface here, but hopefully we've given everyone a taste of what makes London so damn special.
Captivating, yeah. And sometimes infuriating as hell.
If anyone's itching to know more, go check out the sources we mentioned, do some digging yourself, find some hidden gems. We want to hear what surprised you, what stuck with you. And hey, if you ever find yourselves wandering those London streets, raise a glass for a pint, I guess, to this crazy, incredible, unforgettable city. Cheers.